It's a brand new show that just dropped. While the presenters play dominoes, a special guest will be discussing all topics that matter to you. Everything from judicial, legal, health, wealth. Nothing is off topic. The name, you ask me? Domino Effect. Domino Effect. Come listen. It's time well spent.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever time you're watching, welcome to the Domino Effect. While my friends and I play dominoes, we tackle a hat topic at the table. On my left, this is Vods. On my right, this is Sweet Will. Fellas, let's play. But before we do, whose turn is that?
Your turn.
My turn? Now, fellas, repeat after me. 1. Guys, let's go. Repeat after me. Let's go. Repeat after me.
I need to know why.
No, see, this is why I hate you guys. Repeat after me. 1, 2, 3, 4. What comes after 4?
5.
Really? Really? Let's go.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, repeat after me again. 1, 2, 3, 4. What comes after 5?
6.
Guys.
6. Wait, are we supposed
See,
to
guys.
get together? Is that what you're trying to do?
Okay, guys. So the name of the show, the title of this show, the reason why this show is, we're going to talk about law. Law is what? Follow the rules, right?
True.
The rules that I put on that table was repeat after me.
And that's what we did.
No, you guys did not follow the rules.
Oh, we're supposed to stay quiet.
No, I said 1, 2, 3, 4. What comes after 5?
What comes after 5?
You guys supposed to repeat what comes after 5 instead of, what comes after 4, and then you guys say 5.
Simon says.
Exactly. So now you guys get it now?
Your turn, man.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
No.
Look at him. He's like, I'm lost.
I'm trying to win.
He's trying. You know what? You know why he's too focused. You know why?
Why? Oh, yeah. We know why.
Today I'm not popping up him.
He has. Why is he talking? I can't hear him. First of all, he has everything wrong going himself. He has a Manchester shirt on.
I know.
I don't know everybody. He has a Manchester shirt on. I don't know who anybody knows what team that is. Worst team in the world. So I'm just saying. So this dude is a man of God. He's been practicing law for 14 years. He's a law-loving intellectual, I would say. Sure. He said, why not? He's a father of 4. He's a loving husband. His name is, what is his name, Vod?
We're married. Nicolo.
AKA.
Rico.
AKA.
Nicolo.
Okay. All right. So this is our guest today. So we're gonna call him Rico. But Rico, I don't know if you noticed that, right? I know the last time we played dominoes.
Yeah.
What happened?
The last time we played domino with Rico, what happened to him?
I don't know. I don't remember. What happened, Rico?
He has PTSD.
No recollection. Please remind me.
He was standing
For how long?
for how long were you standing?
No recollection.
That's somebody who knows law very well.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to answer
recall.
questions. No, I don't recall. You see? I don't recall, right? But I know this, dude. There's something about Sweet Will. I know this.
Yeah, I know. I saw him today. I mean, like, I don't know what happened. Something about him changed. He's trying to follow my lead.
I don't know.
I wasn't trying to be ugly. So if that's the case, just a heads
But
up.
seriously, dude. No, I'm serious.
He's
Sweet
trying
Will,
to find-
I know there's something different about you.
Yeah, he's trying to follow me, man.
What is it? Done something? I don't know. You went out to eat with him. So what happened to him?
I don't know what happened to
We
him.
took pictures earlier. I mean, but he looks like a little
Yeah,
buff.
you can
What's
see the
going on?
difference, yeah.
He looks. So
What happened to
what's
him?
up, Sweet
What
Will?
happened?
You look a little buff. I haven't seen you in a while, but you look a little buff. So what's going on?
2 weeks ago, you were not like that. Man.
Exactly. So what's going on? You look what's up? What's up?
Nothing.
He's-
That's
You-
my story.
That's
trying-
messed up.
Story, and I'm gonna
he's-
stick.
he's
That-
trying
I'm gonna
to
stick
follow
to
me.
it.
You gonna stick to it?
That's my story. And
All
I'm
right. So
sticking to it.
today we're gonna okay. Let's get to the business, guys. Our viewers they really care about our guests. They don't care about little story of the Sweet Will afraid of getting beat up.
Yeah, I know.
So I won't go any further. That's why you went to the gym, right?
You know.
Just in case you're wondering. That's right. Okay.
No.
So right. So today we're gonna talk about two things, right? So we're gonna talk about civil law, and we're gonna talk about some of the key words that we've been listening on TV, and we've been listening on like Instagram and all that. But before we go any further, we want to talk to our man Rico, who's a paralegal. So let's get to the business of things. So what does a paralegal do?
The shortest answer is a paralegal is to a lawyer what a nurse is to a doctor. A doctor does the diagnosis, a doctor does all the official looking at data and different things like that. The nurse gets the data, puts it together, presents it to the doctor for them to do what they need to do. Same thing with a paralegal. Take a look, get all the case information, put it in an organized, digestible way, present it over to the attorney. They might have certain questions about it. You answer the questions as best you can. The attorney will come up with the approach we're going to take with this particular case, and then we go from there.
Okay. So how does one become a paralegal?
Like a lot of different things, there's a variety of different ways. Some of the paralegals I work with had just been working as legal assistants for a long time and became paralegals. Some of them go and get certified or whatever the case may be. Most of us get a bachelor's degree, something legal related or legal adjacent, and then you can then become certified by an organization, and then from there you apply, and then you can get hired on. There isn't necessarily a national standard board or whatever the case may be. You do have to be good at a few different skills and tasks. Some of the more obvious ones. Are you good with words? Are you good with taking huge amounts of data and distilling it down to something digestible? Are you good with people? Are you good with communication? Things of this nature. Those are the baselines, and then from there, you build.
Okay.
But yeah.
So why did you become a paralegal?
So I've always been interested in the law, always been interested in primarily reasoning and things of this nature. I'm starting kids pretty early, so I'll probably end up going back to law school eventually. But in the meantime, it was a very good way to be immersed in a world that I've always been interested in, and using the skills that I have to, build cases and things of that nature. So.
All right. Okay. Well, all right. That sounds a good idea. So, me, I watch a lot of sports, right? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I watch a lot of college sports.
Gotcha.
There's one key thing I've been hearing, one term that I keep hearing a lot in the college world: name and like.
Mm-hmm.
So, what can you tell us a little bit what that means?
Right. So, amateur sports versus pro sports, specifically in the United States, in order to play
Your turn.
in the amateur world, collegiate level, or whatever the case may be, you must be an amateur officially. What does that mean? That you are not paid to play the sport that you play. Now, this is a rule that's been in place for quite some time, but there were a lot of caveats and loopholes or whatever the case may be, and those things usually had a negative impact for specific sports, specifically basketball and football.
Yeah.
Hockey players could be drafted by an NHL team, paid by an NHL team, and still playing hockey. Baseball players could be drafted by a baseball team, paid by a baseball team, but still play college baseball. Football and basketball, you couldn't do that. Name, image, and likeness, name, image, and likeness, NIL, is the new rule, the new standard. What does it mean? That means that basketball, football, all collegiate amateur athletes are allowed to make money off of their name, their image, and their likeness. And this is a thing that has essentially, it took something that's been happening for decades and made it legal.
So they finally make it legal. I know Sweet Will doesn't know anything about sports, so I know.
That's sports. No, if I'm not playing sports, I don't need to know.
He doesn't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't
So
watch
that's
sports.
why I asked the question, because I know he wasn't gonna go there. So you know what I mean?
You.
That's true. So
I'm listening.
yeah. So but let's continue with the thing. And I know Vods watch a lot of those celebrity. Oh, you pass?
You had to.
Oh, okay. I know Vod watching a lot of the celebrity, shows and stuff.
Yeah.
So he knows a lot about this prenup, the term prenup,
Motion.
prenup stuff. So,
Right.
so can you tell us a little bit about what that term is? Prenup.
Yeah, a lot
Because-
of things, like a lot of things, you're going to hear a lot of abbreviations or just letters. What is a prenup? It's a prenuptial agreement. What does it mean? It means an agreement you and your partner come to prior to joining in marriage.
Okay.
That's all it is.
So it's prior. You
has to be
cannot.
prior.
You cannot do it.
So the answer is there is such thing as a postnuptial agreement as well, but that's not the one that most people are aware of. The one that you're mostly aware of is the one prior to your.
See, you see how I brought him
I
in,
hear you.
because
I hear
you
I hear you.
So that says, right? But of course, we also hear this one other thing that talk about motion.
Yep.
So I hear that a lot of on like news, or somebody, so and so's defense put motion.
Yep.
So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Got you. So, with respect to the law, in every industry, everybody that sits at this table has a different industry that they work in. We all have our own vocabularies. Right?
Yeah.
So, what is a motion? A motion is something that you file inside of a case that essentially is you telling the court what your position is on a particular topic. That's all there is to it. So, it's a motion. So, in the event we are in a case, I want to make sure the court is aware of my position on a particular piece of evidence, or my particular my thoughts on a thing, whatever it might be.
Okay.
It's not just you yelling at the judge, "Hey, judge, I don't like that." You file a motion.
Okay.
That's all it is.
All right. Sweet Will, it sounds like you have a question.
Oh yeah. What does it mean when the judge is saying, when they put a gag order?
Right. So that is a
Is it what it sounds like? Like, you shut that person up. They say
no,
too much.
See, I know him. I know him because
saying,
I saw his face. He's all over the. I know him. His eyes is all over the place. Should I ask that question? Should I ask? I know what he means. I know him.
Right. So a gag order, unfortunately, is a lot like it sounds. It's primarily a way of making somebody in the court, part of the case, be quiet about a particular thing.
All right, so I was right. Shut that person up. All right.
All right, that's what's up. Put a bag in it.
Yeah.
Put shut your trap.
Yeah.
That's a polite way of saying
polite way to say shut your trap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like what the.
Yeah.
But I get it. You know what I mean? But now here's the thing. Now, because the judge is the one that says that, can somebody go and said like violate that?
Yes, of course, you can violate a gag order. However, it could present a real problem too. Right?
Okay.
So you got to figure this. Once you're involved in a litigation and there's a judge appointed and you're going back and forth, that judge's rulings and things of that nature are law.
Okay.
Now, obviously, their rulings and things of that nature have to fall within the law. And so, in the event the judge presents a ruling that is outside of the law, can you, quote unquote, deny it? Yes, it would be a bad idea, but you can. Now, with respect to the gag order specifically, right? the judge tells you don't discuss a particular thing, don't say something out in the public, whatever the case may be, and you do it anyway, can it'll have negative outcomes on you and the case. So that is just a thing you want to avoid if at all possible. So.
Okay. I don't know if they told you that. I don't know if they were aware, if you're aware of that.
Yeah.
When whoever invited you to come to the show, but guests do not win on this show.
I picked up on that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just letting you know. But no, just like the last time we played Domino together,
Yeah.
I know you probably have some PTSD about that. You know what I mean? That you haven't won against us
That's
before.
so funny,
You know what I mean? So I'm just reminding you. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So just letting you know. So another thing. I mean, I've worked for companies.
Yeah.
They made you sign paperwork.
Yeah.
Right, and they make you sign some stuff. Like, and I heard that in the last administration that they made people sign NDA.
Sure.
Can you explain to us and I explain to our viewers what the term NDA is?
Right. So a non-disclosure agreement is what the letters NDA stand for.
Okay.
What is an NDA? It sounds like exactly what it sounds like. It'll be framed in a way, and it'll say that you are not allowed to discuss certain aspects of a specific thing. So whether it's your job or an incident or a settlement, whatever the case may be, or my private company, we did an NDA with some of the people we requested to build certain things with, primarily to ask them not to discuss the thing that we are trying to get off the ground for obvious reasons. You don't want that information getting out there, and now somebody else does it. So that's all that it is.
What happen if you get out there, or if you talk to someone about it?
Well,
so the answer is just like anything.
oh no, actually, it's your turn, right? Yeah, it's your turn.
With respect to an NDA, and all of these things, by the way, these are rules and laws set in place to allow people to move through the business world or whatever world with the understanding that there are punishments for the violations.
Okay.
These things are important because in other countries or in other places, when something is violated, there's no real recourse to resolve the thing.
Yeah.
So to take your example, in the event a company signs on an NDA to not disclose an idea, whatever the case may be, violates that. The person who believes that it's been violated has the ability to file a civil suit. What are the grounds? You can say, Judge, I accuse this company of violating our non-disclosure agreement, and in doing so, they launched yada yada, and now I would like to be compensated for the violation.
Okay. So that would be why an NDA is needed.
For sure.
Okay. All right.
One of the reasons, right? Obviously, there are a variety of other reasons. But yes,
So now that we've discussed all the so-called what we've heard on the news, the what do you call them, the Instagram type of stuff, the Facebook type of stuff. Now let's get into the nitty gritty stuff with the civil law and stuff like that.
Sure.
So what? He's looking at me as if he knows something, right? I think he has something.
No,
to
because
say.
I was gonna ask, what's the difference
Okay, see, I'm telling you, I can read these guys, again, right?
between civil and criminal law?
Yeah. So the answer is a proper nation, a proper country, a proper whatever you want to call it. It'll be structured on laws. What does that mean? That means that there are rules, regulations, and different things like that that are enforced with a variety of different penalties that are in place, and a violation of those things will result in penalties. So, what is the difference between a civil and a criminal case? It'll be what are the penalties and what are the laws in place. So, the penalties for violating an NDA, for violating a prenuptial agreement, for stealing an idea, whatever the case may be, these are not necessarily criminal. They're not criminal violations, but the law is structured in a way that it's understood you shouldn't be allowed to do things that aren't criminal.
Okay, now before we go any further,
Yeah.
right? I created this logo, right?
Yep.
and I sent it to one of my boys. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why Street was laughing. Right? I created this logo. Right?
Yeah.
He's guilty.
Right. So I created this logo. Right.
File a silver.
So I'm asking some advice. Right. I created this logo. Right.
Yeah.
So I sent it to one of my boys. I said, hey, this is what I created.
Yeah.
Right. And I said, hey, take a look. This is what I'm about to do. Right.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, I walk and I see this logo on this dude's shirt.
Right.
So, is that a good way? Should I take this dude to a civil? Should I be okay? I know I can't. I didn't have no NDA.
Right.
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 So can I take this dude to a civil court because he stole my? Basically he stole my ID.
Right. So the answer, like every answer in the law, is it depends.
Oh, okay.
But that being said, your hypothetical sounds a lot similar to two gentlemen down in Orlando who successfully sued Disney for stealing their idea in a very similar way.
Okay.
Right now in Orlando, there's a place called the Wide World of Sports. What is it? It's a giant complex in which, if you want to play anything from basketball to cricket, you can go there, have a tournament, and have a high-level tournament. It's a giant complex and facility for this. Two gentlemen back in the mid-90s did a presentation for the Disney company saying, hey, we would like some funding. We want to set this up. It would allow X, Y, and Z. And essentially, let's call their idea the global world of sports. Disney said, great idea, but no thanks, we're going to pass. 5 years later, they opened up the Wide World of Sports. These two gentlemen said, hey, they stole our idea.
That's right.
Yeah.
Filed a civil complaint and took it to court and successfully got. We're going to pass. 5 years later, they opened up the Wide World of Sports. These two gentlemen said, hey, they stole our idea.
That's right.
Yeah.
Filed a civil complaint and took it to court and successfully got it into court.
All right.
And
Okay.
Disney
So
settled.
you got your answer?
Oh yeah.
Now,
Thank you.
The important thing here is, can you prove you had this conversation?
Well, oh yeah. I got text. I got email.
I don't recall getting any text or
Well,
anything
see,
like
I
that.
didn't mention nobody's
You know
name.
what I mean?
So I got text, I got email. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I created the logo. 2 weeks later, I saw the logo on somebody's shirt. You know what I mean? It's like, what's up with that? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So,
Is it criminal to have a great idea and not move on it?
No.
what's up with that?
I should sue him for that.
Hey,
What's up with
He
that?
didn't do anything with it, so it is what it is.
So, in that case, what is the overall process for a civil case?
you're right. So the process of a civil case overall is
That's
gonna
my
be,
turn?
For step one,
I think it's his.
you're gonna file a
No, it's your turn. Because I passed earlier. So it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, you're right.
you're going to file a complaint, right? What is a complaint? It is you telling the court officially, I am accusing this person, this company, this party of a wrongdoing of me. Step two is you serve the complaint. What does that mean? Service. So you filing a complaint and never telling the person or never informing the person that you're accusing of them officially, you're going to lose.
It's nothing.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now you serve the complaint. So now let's just say you've now filed service. The person you're accusing is aware. They must answer. In the event they do not answer, you can get a default judgment against them. What does that mean? You told the court, I've been wronged by this person. This person is aware that you told the court, and they said nothing. We now have what's known as a default judgment against you. Obviously, these jurisdictions are very different. There's a lot of, the person has 20 days in the city of Chelsea, but in South Attleboro, they get 60 days. Why is the difference? I have no idea, but that's the way it works. Next step in the process is discovery. What is discovery? Sometimes whenever you're watching court TV shows and different things like that, something happens in the court and everybody's surprised. Oh my God, whatever the case may be. That should not happen in real life. Why is that? Because of discovery. What is discovery? You need to tell me everything you know about this case, every bit of information you have. And I have to do the same.
Okay.
We do that with exchanging of interrogatories. What is interrogatories? It is me asking you a variety of different questions under oath that you must answer. And then from interrogatories, we'll do depositions. depositions, you swearing in and then answering my questions and different things like that. A lot of the cases you see go away is because most parties don't want to deal with this
during the discovery.
They don't want to deal with
Exactly.
it, so they'll just pay whatever it takes. Yeah.
With that saying,
Yeah.
can
Your turn.
the state get involved in a civil case like this?
Yes, of course. You mean can the state file or be a party?
Be
or...
a part. Yeah, be a party of.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes the state will do that to get a party to do something they're supposed to do or whatever the case may be.
Okay, I see.
You'll see this in like environmental cases.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Businesses.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This we want you to put up a piece of structure that'll prevent your products from getting into the water, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
They hire a bunch of lawyers to slow it down. The state will say, "Fine, we'll just sue you into doing it."
Exactly.
That's what the-
So
Okay.
Okay.
so it's your turn because I just played that.
Now, all civil cases about money, or
No. So like I just said, most civil cases, the thing that you're gonna look for is a remedy or to be made whole in some particular way. When it comes to money, that is a good way to get a company's attention or whatever. But sometimes you file a civil suit to get a party to do a thing that they're supposed to do. So,
and at that point, if they don't do it, then you hurt them what you touch up where it hurts, which is the pocket.
right, so so now I'll give you a quick hypothetical. You have a neighbor who refuses to get engine parts and all of this stuff out of their yard. You talk to them, you whatever, they refuse to listen. You now file a civil suit.
Okay.
So now the court will ask you, what is the grounds for the civil suit? What is the harm you're getting? So now you going, I just don't like looking at it, your case is getting kicked. If you say, oh, the appearance of their yard is causing a negative impact on the value of my property.
That's different now.
Now
Exactly.
we're in a different ballgame.
Exactly.
So now the court says to the neighbor, hey, you've been filed. You need to answer this. Let's say this person says, I'm not answering anything. Well, now we have a default judgment.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now it's a different ballgame. But you were never interested in getting 5, 10, 20,000.
No, but is that something that I would chase down, or would the court just be like, all right, you win, that I would win, since he doesn't answer? You know what I mean? Or do I have to keep sending paperwork?
Well, I think that's what he says, the default, right?
Right, you're not. So now
You don't
wouldn't
need
have
to.
I was gonna say you wouldn't have to quote unquote chase it down. In this hypothetical, I'm not sure what city you live in, but let's say the person has 20 days to respond, and you know they've been served because you were standing there whenever the process server handed them the paperwork. They took a look and threw it in the trash. So now you know. And then by the way, the process server will let the court know
that they
yes,
received
exactly,
it. Yeah.
right. So now they don't respond. So now it's 30 days out. Now you go, hey, judge, this person was served on X date. They haven't responded. What do we do next? Well, we're going to give them a 10-day extension. I'm making it up here. And then now we send another process server. They're notified. They still don't respond. You now have a default judgment. What does that mean? You now have the ability to now, let's say, go to the city and say, hey, I've got a default judgment. This guy not only is not removing all of these car parts from his yard, but he's actually added some in X, Y, and Z. So now we get law enforcement involved. They're going to stop by, whatever the case may be. Likely write codes, write tickets, whatever the case may be. It'll take time, but eventually they'll seize the property, right? So that'll be a thing they did.
All right. Can anyone file a civil suit?
The answer is just about yes, but there are jurisdictional issues. There's also harm. There's also different things. So if you make the mistake of filing a case in the wrong jurisdiction, it'll get kicked, but that doesn't mean you're not allowed to file. I recently, and so the answer to your question is yes. I recently was watching a clip on social media of a contractor who was walking through an office building, breaking every piece of glass, breaking every tile, breaking everything. And the clip said that this person was doing this because they were not paid for their work. Now, I saw a lot of the comments were like, I do the same thing, X, Y, and Z, yada, yada. And I'm thinking, there was no reason to do that.
When you can.
Right. You've now lost a lot of your leverage. And
Exactly.
also, you could open yourself up to criminal liability. Had he simply filed a injunction or whatever the case may be, he would have been in a far better place to do that. So, yeah.
Well, Rico, thank you for spending the time with us. And I want to say thank you to our viewers for spending time with your favorite show.
Stay tuned for part 2 as we continue to discuss. I pass.
What you get?
I won.
He wins. He dropped. He dropped. He
You
wins.
still lost.
You
He
still
wants to be
lost.
fair.
bro.
You still
Yes,
lost.
please. As we
You still lost.
you still lost. It don't matter.
I'm trying to get an accurate record.
He's trying to make sure that, like, yo, he's not last.
First of all,
There's a lot.
there's no such thing. Please.
I'm a silver medalist.
That's a crime.
I'm a silver medalist. You don't even get a medal.
That's a crime putting yourself in the first.
You get the
No,
bronze,
no,
you
no,
don't even
now
get
he's talking. See, now guys, I'm trying to fit. I'm trying to interact with the viewers so we can end the
And
show.
also, it's a
So we
crime too.
can end the first
You're
show.
better than this.
So we
You're
can
better
get.
than this.
Wow, is he actually talking now?
I know, man.
All right, let me get back to my to finish up the show. Okay. Thank you so much for spending the time with us. Stay tuned for part 2 as we continue discussing criminal cases with Domino Effect crew.
What's good?
Don't forget to.
What do you mean, do? Can you explain to him what do? Do. Thank you. Next week, we're going to talk about criminal
And
cases.
don't forget.